Good morning, campers. Welcome back. Today is Thursday and this is review day. So far we have learned about word problems, and we've also learned about keywords or phrases that you would see in addition and subtraction word problems, and we've become fluent mathematicians at adding and subtracting. So today we're going to put those skills together and we're going to practice word problems with adding and subtracting. So let's get right to it. So question number 1, it says a farmer was planting vegetables in a garden. He planted 623 corn seeds, 519 turnip seeds, and 831 potato seeds. How many seeds did he plant total? So we want to look for the key word in that question. And the key word in that question is the phrase or word total. So remember our keywords and phrases vocabulary that we wrote down earlier this week. The word total tells us to add. So we want to add all of those plants that he planted, and your sheet should look like this. 623 was his corn seeds, 519 were the turnip seeds, and 831 were the potato seeds. And the word total tells us to add. So we're going to add those numbers up, and if you notice, we have 3 numbers that we're adding. Okay, so we have 3 plus 9, which is 12, plus 1, which is 13. Put your 3, carry your 1. Then we have 1 plus 2, which is 3, plus 1, which is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. Then we have 6 plus 5, which is 11, and 11 plus 8 is 19. So the farmer planted a total of 1,973 seeds. All right, let's look at question number 2. All right, so question 2 says a magazine had 1,472 subscribers. If they lost 360 subscribers in January and 293 more in February, how many subscribers did they have left? Okay, so we want to look for the key words or phrases that will tell us which operation we're doing. So in this question, I see a few words. I see lost, which tells me to subtract. And I see the phrase, how many do they have left? Okay, so with this one, we want to start with our total. How many subscribers did they have total? So we have 1,472. That's how many subscribers they started off with. Then they lost. That means I'm going to subtract. And when you're subtracting, we can't stack our numbers the way we stack our numbers for addition. We have to do this step by step. So they lost 360 subscribers in January. So let's figure out what we have left over. 2 minus 0 is 2. 7 minus 6 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. And 1 minus nothing is 1. So far we have 1,112 subscribers. Then it says they lost 293 more subscribers in February. So we want to subtract that number from what we had left earlier to figure out how many subscribers do they have left. So 2 minus 3 we can't do. We got to move over a place value, and we're going to have to borrow from this 1. That 1 turns into a 0. okay? And this 2 turns into 12. 12 minus 3 is 9. 0 minus 9 we cannot do, so we have to borrow. This 1 turns into a 0, and this 0 turns into a 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. Then 0 minus 2 we can't do either, so we have to borrow again. This 1 turns into a 0, and this 0 turns into a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. Okay, so that is 819 subscribers. All right, question number 3. Question number 3 reads, at Isabel's school, there are 971 students in 3rd grade. 281 students in 4th grade, and 919 students in 5th grade. How many students were there in all 3 grades? Okay, so that is very important. They're not asking about just one specific grade. They're asking for all 3 grades. So which operation will we do for this question? We would add, because the phrase in all is an addition phrase, okay? So we are starting off with our 3rd graders. 3rd grade students was 971, so you want to set up your paper like this. Remember, when we add, we can do multiple numbers at one time. We can't do that same thing for subtraction. So we have our 3rd graders, and then we had 281 4th graders. And then we had 919 5th graders. Now we can add all 3 of those grade levels up to find out how many students were there total. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 9 is 11. So I'm put my 1, carry the 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. Carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 9. 12 plus 9 is 21. Okay, so that's 2,171 students. All right, and our last word problem question. And look carefully to see what word or phrase is in this question. All right, so the question says, for a pie eating contest, the carnival bought 1,354 pies. If there were 189 pies eaten in round 1 and 464 more eaten in round 2, how many pies were left? There are several different phrases or key things that stands out that tells us what to do. First of all, if you eat something, you know you're not adding to what you have, you're taking away from it. And then we also see the phrase, how many were left? Word left tells us to subtract. So what we want to do is start off with our total. And that's another thing with subtraction problems. You always start off with your total. So the total amount of pies that we had was 1,354. Okay, so we start off with our 1,354, and then 189 pies were eaten in round 1. So let's subtract those. 4 minus 9 we can't do, so we're gonna borrow from here, take 1 from here, and we're gonna add 10 here. 10 plus 4 is 14, 14. 14 minus 9 is 5. 4 minus 8 we can't do. So we're gonna take 1. from here. That turns into a 2. Add 10 here, that's 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. Okay, 2 minus 1 we can do, which is 1, and 1 minus nothing is 1. All right, I took my time with that one, didn't want to make any mistakes there. So far we have 1,165, but we are not finished yet because there was a round 2. In round 2, now they ate 464 more pies in round 2. And now we're going to subtract those numbers. 5 minus 4 is 1. 6 minus 6 is 0. 1 minus 4 you can't do. So I'm going to borrow from that 1. That turns into a 0. I'm going to add 10 to this 1, which turns into an 11. 11 minus 4 is 7. So 701 pies. Okay, hopefully you did very well with our word problems, and I will see you next week. Don't forget, believe in yourself.